coming in. The people are still coming in. Kimori says she's definitely not ready for the. Don't worry, you guys will be ready for the exam. I'm not really concerned about that. So far, based on what I'm seeing so far, you guys are doing well. Some of you have been very engaged, most of you. So far, you guys are doing well. So you just need to pass the exam, which you will have a quiz. You'll be prepared for the exam. But anyways, outside of that, you also have an essay, essay component for this class, which we will discuss on Wednesday because I might do something else. But we'll talk about it Wednesday. But I have a lot to cover. I have a lot of material to cover in this class. First thing I want you guys to do is I have a poll. I don't know if you're seeing the poll. If you go to more, click on polls, you should be seeing a poll. I've launched it already. The poll is entitled Exploring Islands of the Caribbean. Welcome to Caribbean Thought. This is lecture what? This is lecture 8, I think, or lecture 9. We missed last week's class because of the hurricane. So this is the first week back after the hurricane. This week, we're going to begin class with a brain teaser. It's a question that I'm asking you guys to answer. Exploring Islands of the Caribbean. Question: what do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with DR, Jamaica, Trinidad and Barbados? What do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados? 1. Poorest in the world. 2. Black and brown peoples. 3. Granted freedoms. 4. Taken freedoms. 5. Embargoes and shaky diplomacy and international relations. 6. Debt dependency and non-competitiveness. 7. Formerly colonized. And of course, you can choose, and those are the options for you to choose from. Well, I see that 2 persons have participated so far, but okay, but there are 10 of you there are 9 of you in the class. So I'm waiting on the rest of. Hopefully, you guys can. And we will begin the class today by talking about the paradox of sovereignty, Cuba and Haiti's struggle for freedom, and the challenge of development. Of course, again, we're going to be talking about the paradox of sovereignty, Cuba and Haiti's struggle for freedom, and the challenge of development. We'll begin the class with that. I have some lecture notes prepared for you, but before that, I would love for you to answer that. After I discuss that, I'm going to quickly share with you a timeline list, a timeline list of the Caribbean. So where is it? Is this it? Yeah, I'm going to share with you a timeline in chronological order of Caribbean history with some of the major events and notable figures. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna actually include it on JTS Online, but I'm gonna also send it to you as well to review. We're gonna go through a timeline in chronological order of Caribbean history, and then after we do that, what's this? After I do that, I am going to, this has to be very quick because we're going to be watching a film today, Life and Death. After I do that, then I'm going to, I want to talk about I want to review some major thinkers, which include, I think, some major thinkers or ideas or currents, or I want to explore some briefly explore some currents and reflections in Caribbean currents. Sorry, some thinkers and reflections in some thinkers in Caribbean thought. Descartes, Kant, Marcus Garvey, George Padmore, Sheila James, V.S. Paul, Franz Fanon, Walter Rodney, Fidel Castro, Michael Manley, so on and so forth. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. I'm not going to do that yet. We'll do that later on. I'm not going to go through the thinkers. I'm going to go through the paradox of sovereignty material. Then we're going to go through the timeline. I don't know. I may go through the thinkers, and then after that, I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about. We're going to delve into chapter 7 of neoliberalism, the textbook, chapter 11, chapter 7 in neoliberalism, the text on Caribbean Fanonism. But I want to start by I want to read pages 147 to page 154 if we have time. I mean, I want to go through that quickly. When I'm finished with that, then I want to talk quickly about, I want to introduce the film for today, Life and Debt, which comes under the title Cinema and Globalization. So we have a lot to cover today. And the movie is about an hour and a half, so I have to finish the initial lectures that I have before we go into the film. It has to take me, we have to go through that at least an hour and a half. No, sorry, an hour from 7:30. So I have to stop at 8:30, and at 8:30, you take a quick 15 minutes break, and at 8:45, my time, which is like 7:45 your time, we're gonna begin. We will watch the film Life and Debt, and that should take you up until the end of the class. Okay, so let me see if we have enough. If all the students are here, 9 of 12 persons have. For those of us who are just coming into the class, good. I think we have a quorum. I'm expecting at least 25 students today, but if not, 19. I mean, I haven't gotten. I think only 1 or 2 persons sent me a message saying that because of the hurricane and they are affected by the weather, they won't be able to participate in class today. But there is a poll or a quiz that I have up. It's entitled Exploring Islands of the Caribbean. I hope you guys are seeing it. If you want to access it, you have to go to more, I think. But I'm asking you guys to do that quiz. It's called Exploring Islands of the Caribbean. The question is, what do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Tobago, and Barbados? And those are the options 1 through to 7, and then you have to choose. Sorry, those are the answers, and then the options are A, B, C, D, E, or F. You can say all of the above. All of the above would be, from 1 through to 7, or you can choose A, B, C, D, or E, which A would be 2, 5, 6, and 7. So 2, black and brown peoples, embargoes, debt dependency, or formerly colonized, and of course, so on and so forth. That's what it means. The key. So you choose A, B. You choose from one of those options. You choose A, B, C, D, E, or F. But the key, the key relates to the options in the question. Okay. So if you're just joining the class, I'm asking you guys to complete that quickly. Let me see. So far, okay, great. 91% participated. Well, if 11 of you completed, that would be 100%. That would be 100%. Okay. I think, and so we will begin the class now. Welcome, guys. By the way, first of all, how did you guys feel? Tell me, is everybody okay? How is it? How are your families? What's going on? How are you guys doing?
Hi, good evening, sir. I wasn't there for. Are you
You
hearing
go
me,
ahead.
sir?
Yeah, I am. I'm hearing
Yes,
you, but
I'm
I'm always
saying.
also responding to
Oh,
Avril, who says I don't respond to email, and I was about to type. I was about to type. Laugh out loud.
no, sir. I'm saying that I wasn't there for it, but my family, the ones in Kingston, are okay. It's just that the origin of my family, based on my great, is in Saint Elizabeth, so there was a lot of
Okay.
damage. But we are trying to make sure that everyone is okay so far.
Wait, Saint Elizabeth is on the what again? The south, right, or the north? It's in.
I think we've been in the south, no,
With
north,
Saint. Where's Saint Elizabeth? The
or
south or the
west.
north? I don't remember.
I'm not so good with directions, but it's back past
Okay.
Mandeville to go down.
The
But
South.
yeah,
Yes, South.
so
Okay. So, oh yeah, because I know the
there
storm
was
affected the southern part of
mhm.
Jamaica. Okay, go
so there
ahead.
was so there was great damage, especially towards like farm because I have like great granduncles and aunts who like had scallion farms and all of that. So a lot of damage, but they have life, so they will be all right.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. And nobody lost the and no one had anybody that lost lives or anything like that. That's good. Good, good. I think Monique said she had asthma throughout the hurricane, but she's feeling much better. Good, good. It's good. I'm happy for that. All right. So, but so far, so Kenyatta have family Saint Elizabeth who are I mean, a lot of the land and some of the housing was damaged, but apart from that, no loss of lives. And so far, most people are getting back electricity and they're returning to normalcy. Is that correct, Kenyatta? Kenyatta? Hello?
Yes, sir. At current, I can't say whether they're getting back light or not. It's just that we have persons who are traversing back and forth
Yeah.
with supplies. So that's how we get messages in and out. So I just get information here and there. But no life lost. They're okay. That's all I have for
That's
now.
good. That's good. Thanks. Thank you for that.
Sir,
Anybody? Yeah, go ahead, Adrian.
the Saint Elizabeth is one of the worst affected parish, sir. So what means that because of the terrain and all of that, I don't think the electricity will be restored until later this week. Internet and
Okay.
all of that won't, yeah, because they are badly damaged because they're on the south.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. All right. Thanks for telling us. Where are you, Adrian?
Oh, I'm in the Spanish Town area, so I'm not only little like mango trees, limbro and all of that, but I'm fine.
Uh,
Yeah.
isn't Saint Catherine in the south as well?
No, no.
Yeah, Saint Catherine
No.
is in the south.
No man, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, yeah, Manchester, yeah, that side.
But Saint
St.
Elizabeth
Catherine
is
is in the South, too.
yeah, man. Because I know. Yes, who said that? Avril. Yes,
Yes.
because Hellshire. My family's from Hellshire, and I know that they said that it came on the south, and Hellshire is part of Saint Catherine. So I know it. Yeah, I think they were. But I haven't heard of any damages. My family, they're doing okay. No damages or anything like that. So they were okay. But all right. But so far so good. I know that I saw some Instagram videos. Some of my friends showed me some Instagram videos of Jamaicans dancing in the hurricane. And they were dancing in the hurricane. They were like, yeah, that's Jamaicans for you. They were dancing, having fun in the hurricane in the storm. But I know that a few people lost their lives. About nine. The last time I heard, 9 persons were killed. Some people, I think one lady I heard went outside to fix her cable line, and a tree fell on her and she died. That was tragic. My condolences to the family, and of course, we constantly urge people to think before they act during these very difficult and dangerous times. Um, Yeah, from okay, section of St. Catherine. Okay, thank you, Abel, for letting me know that. She was from St. Catherine, the person I'm talking about, is it? Or is it you're saying Hellshire?
Person you're talking about is from Hannibal.
Okay, okay. Wait, how you know all how you're on top of these things? How you know this?
Of course, I have to stay. Mommy is there and my siblings are there, but they're in Kingston, so it's really
Okay.
just a little water and a little wind, and that's
Yes.
it. And we're trying to do some charity stuff over there in St. Elizabeth and Clarendon, who they have been, affected worse than anybody
Yes.
else. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we give God thanks that that it wasn't worse. That it was, Himori. Sorry, I just saw your hand. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening,
Just in
and thanks for
apology.
the work that you've been doing an exceptional job. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Sir, apology for Sarnia Whitmore Rowe. She's without internet, and also Melissa, she's without electricity.
Okay, Melissa is without electricity and sending. Okay, thank you so much. Add them to the list for me, Kimori. So that add them to the in the register. Just add them for today. The people who are here and not here, those who are not, we got excuses for them, so you can put them as excuses. So that's we will excuse them. That's good. I think one person sent me an email. Who was it? No, not is it? I got another email. Adrian.
Andrian,
But you are here.
because I'm on the buzz.
Okay. All right. Okay, great. All right, so we will begin. Now, I see that most of you have answered the question. Let me see. Let me minimize it. Minimize it. Let me see what the answers. Let me bring up the poll. Okay, 27% of you said, said A. 36 said B. 36% of you said B. 9% said C. Other 9% said C. Okay, so and another 9% said D, and another 9. Okay, so the majority, 27% said A, 36%, or the majority said B, 36%. And then, of course, there was all this. So, okay, great. Now that you've answered the question, I would like to know why you answered the way you did. Okay, so let's begin. Those who said A, and by A, so if you said A, then you would say, what do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with DR, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados? A, black and brown peoples. 2, 5, embargoes. 6, debt. And 7, formerly colonized. And why do you say A and not anything else? Who said A? Anybody? The A people, the people who said A. And why did they said A? I'm gonna go around and ask everybody why you answered the way you did, and then I'm going to provide the answer. Anyone? Okay, fine. Since the people who answered the A won't speak, what about those who said B? Why you said B?
Remind me of B again, sir.
And what do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with the rest of the Caribbean islands? B would be 1, poorest in the world. 4, taken freedoms. 5, embargoes and shaky diplomacy and international relations. But wait, you guys don't know why you answered the way you answered. You guys just answered. You guys just answered. Why did you answer? No one can say why you answered
Sir, I
one.
answered the one with the least answer. Which one was that? C or D? No,
Sir,
because
put it up on the screen, sir.
I can't remember. I can remember if I see the one with the least. I think it just had
Oh wait, you're not seeing my screen right now?
no.
sir. I'm sorry, I totally forgot what my answer was.
So I
Okay,
think that's
fine.
what's struggling us.
I know my answer, but I'd have to see it. I just want to see it to.
Well, you have to think. I think you have to go back. Can you go back? Can you go back to the poll and see it?
No.
All right,
'Cause
let
I
me
looked
end.
for
Okay,
it.
fine. Maybe, and if I end, maybe I should end the poll then. Let's end the poll. Let's share the results. Are you guys seeing the results? Are you guys seeing the
Yes, sir.
results?
Yes, sir.
Great, great. All right, there we go. So you guys are all seeing the, I apologize. You guys are seeing the results. So, those who said, so, okay, for anybody who answered the way, why did you answer the way you did? Those who said A, 27% of you said A. Why you said A? Anybody? And of course, answer A was 2 black and brown peoples. They're made up of black and brown peoples. Um, so if you, however you answer, this is how you're answering. What do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with these other countries? Haiti and Cuba do not have in common with these other countries is that 2, black and brown peoples, 5, embargoes and shaky diplomacy, 6, debt dependency and non-competitiveness, 7, formerly colonized. So I'm asking you, why did you choose A, Haiti and Cuba?
So I did taken and given freedoms.
Okay, so you chose C?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that's because I thought about the Cuban Revolution and the Eighth, and as I went through all of the pointers that you have there, I couldn't find I just couldn't find the difference.
Oh wait, actually you chose D. If you
D.
said 3 and 4, granted freedoms and taken freedoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying that Haiti and Cuba don't have there's something that Haiti and Cuba have that separates them from the other Caribbean islands.
As it relates to the freedom.
So if you chose D, taken and granted, you're saying then okay, that Haiti and Cuba have this and the others don't have it, or these others have it and Haiti and Cuba don't have 3 and 4. What? Haiti and Cuba.
Yeah, so here my thought that Haiti and Cuba started a revolution. Yes, we had slaves who fought for freedom, but I don't think it was taken the way, and I may be wrong the way I'm viewing it, but I don't think the way how Haiti did that revolution and the way how Cuba did it, it's totally different in my opinion from Jamaica.
Okay, great.
You know,
right. So,
but
it's one said taken freedoms, the other one said granted. So you said so taken freedoms. Yeah. You're right. Infers a revolution.
Yeah.
Granted freedoms infers what? A ceremony. Independence, yes. A ceremonial independence. So like Jamaica, they got independence. It wasn't a revolution. They didn't. Okay.
And, that was my thought behind that.
Right. So if you chose D, then you're actually what they don't have.
Because I didn't agree with the others. I went through each. I looked at the answers and I went through each. And I'm like, nah. I think they have that in common. I think they have that in common. I think they have that in common. I couldn't find anything else that. But I'll await your
yes, answer. Yes. All right, but thank you for being, for volunteering and taking the initiative of sharing your answers or your answer and why you did. Okay. Great. Thank you. Anybody else?
Sir, I choose 1, 3, and 4.
1, 3, and 4. Let me see 1. Poorest. Granted, but okay. Well, the other countries, yes, they. But Jamaica is not necessarily. It's poor, but not necessarily the poorest. Barbados is poor, not necessarily the poorest. Trinidad is poor, but not necessarily the poorest. So
I was saying it like Haiti and Cuba, so maybe I didn't understand how to answer.
Haiti and Cuba are the poorest.
Right.
So yes, that's fine.
That's how I was looking at it.
Haiti and Cuba are the poorest. But you said 1, 3. So let's look at 3. But Haiti and Cuba, their freedoms weren't granted; they were taken.
Mm.
So
Okay.
therefore, that is a bit. And then four, you said 1, 3. Oh wait, you said 3 and 4. One. So yeah, one I can see one, but 3 and 4 is as if 3 throws out 4. You if you choose 3, you can't choose 4 because 3
Okay.
suggests independence, 4 suggests they fight for it and got independence. You know what I mean? So notice the word granted freedoms, meaning countries that were given independence, and then taken freedoms, those who had a revolution, like like Fidel Castro and Oliver Toussaint, yeah, Oliver Toussaint in Haiti, and Fidel Castro in Cuba, yeah, which led to their independence. So so okay, fine, but thank you for sharing your answer. Great effort. I see the thinking there. I think that's good. But the ideas were right. You were onto something. That's perfect. But thank you for sharing. It's there. You don't get points for not necessarily answering. It's just that's fine. But by participating, that's great. By sharing, you get extra credit. Anybody else?
Okay, sir.
One more person. One more person. I need somebody from the other groups. I hear from 3 and 4 and stuff. I need to hear from the 2, 5, 6, and 7 group and why, and somebody from the all of the above. Anybody? All right, we stop. Okay, we don't have much time, so I won't probe anymore. But thank you so much for participating. That's great. No, I'm gonna reveal the answer. Of course. Okay, based on what I have just said, what if you were to change your answer? Would you change it? How would you change it? If you had an answer and you say, you know what? Based on how Sir is discussing the other person's options, he said something that probably, let me revisit my answer. Did anybody have any want to adjust their answers? The people who got it wrong didn't speak, and that is why I'm like, why is it that they didn't? I want to know why they chose what they chose. Why did you get it right? And they have not stepped forward yet. Can I know why you guys chose the right answer? Without me identifying you? Anybody? From the group that chose the right answer, why did you choose that answer? There's a group that chose the right answer.
So what is the group?
What group were you in?
It's B.
You chose B? Hello? Who was that speaking? This is not Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy. Guys, this is a regular class, and the good thing about your professor, I do not listen. We are all learning together. This is an activity to get the mental juices going. But you chose B. Okay, you said B. Of course, that's the answer. 1, 4, and 5. Haiti and Cuba are the poorest in the world. They are. 4, they took their freedom through a revolution. And of course, 5, they have embargoes or shaky diplomacy and international issues. Right now, Haiti is considered a failed state. No one is doing any business with Haiti. Cuba has an embargo against them with the US. Nobody can do business with them. Okay. Jamaica doesn't have that. Trinidad doesn't have that. Barbados doesn't have that. Okay. Barbados they're part of CARICOM. And they have great international relationship with the Western regime, with the Washington Consensus. So okay, but apart from that, it can't be all of but all of them suffering from debt dependency and non-competitiveness. Even Cuba and Haiti. So all of them were formerly colonized. Okay, so but all of them weren't granted freedoms the way how they got their independence in terms of their positioning. So okay, so if you chose 1, 4, and 5, and I think if you would be 36% of the class chose 1, 4, and 5 B, but I didn't hear you guys. You guys were right, but you guys were not. It says only 78% of the people participated. So some of you just came into the class. We gave the class a quiz or a poll. I provided a poll entitled Exploring Islands of the Caribbean. The question was, what do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with DR, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados? Poorest in the world, black and brown peoples, granted freedoms, taken freedoms, embargoes and shaky diplomacy in international relations, debt dependency and non-competitiveness, formerly colonized. All those were arranged, all those were the keys, and they were supposed to choose from 7 options. They were all arranged into 7 options: 2, 5, 6, and 7, 1, 4, and 5, 1 and 3, 3 and 4, 1, 3, and 4, all of the above. Of course, the answer is B, 1, 4, and 5. But great. And having said that, I'm going to share, let me share my screen. Let me just bring up what I want to bring up here. Share my screen. Caribbean thought. Okay. The paradox. So the title of this lecture is the paradox of this segment is the paradox of sovereignty. Cuba and Haiti's struggle for freedom and the challenge of development. What do Haiti and Cuba not have in common with DR, Trinidad, and Barbados? The answer reveals a complex tapestry of independence and adversity. With its vibrant cultures, rich histories, and diverse peoples, the Caribbean region. Oh, sorry. I meant to share this article with you. Remind me to share this with the class, Kimura. You guys are going to have a copy of this. I'm also going to put it on JTS online, but you have a copy of this. Definitely, this will be in the exam. Okay? So you already, if you can answer this, if you see this in the exam and answer it the way that of course you've already scored 25% of the exam. So with its vibrant cultures, rich histories, and diverse peoples, the Caribbean region has long been a subject of fascination and study. Within this complex tapestry of Caribbean thought lies a brain teaser, a puzzle that invites contemplation and analysis. The quiz exploring nuanced differences among various Caribbean nations catalyzes deeper reflection on the socio-political landscapes of these countries. At the heart of this brain teaser lies a question: what sets Haiti and Cuba apart from Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, and Barbados? And by the way, this particular this recording, and I believe I'm recording, yes, this is going to be available for the public as well. And if anybody is watching this from the US, the word is not Tobago, it's Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. It's Barbuda. I noticed when you watch the press in here in the US, they always get it wrong. It's Guyana. Okay. Anyways, moving right along. So what sets Haiti and Cuba apart from the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados? The options presented delve into a myriad of factors. The options that I provided delve into a myriad of factors, from economic status to historical legacies, shedding light on the unique trajectories of these regions. So the options I provided were characteristic of the Caribbean, but there were 3 options that was unique to just 2 of the Caribbean islands. Now, upon closer examination, the correct answer is 1, 4, and 5. Or the correct answer emerges 1, 4, and 5. This selection illuminates key distinctions between Haiti, Cuba, and their counterparts. Firstly, Haiti and Cuba are the poorest nations in the Caribbean, grappling with economic challenges exacerbated by external pressures such as embargoes and diplomatic complexities. Unlike their counterparts who have experienced varying degrees of economic stability, Haiti and Cuba find themselves ensnared in a cycle of poverty and dependency. But I'm going to say Cuba not so much, because they have learned to Cuba is not necessarily a dependency, okay? But in a sense, they still benefit from foreign aid from communist countries like China and Russia. But of course, Jamaica and the other Caribbean islands also benefit from trade or trade with China, with communist countries as well. Secondly, the notion of granted freedoms versus taken freedoms emerge as a pivotal theme, while countries like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados have navigated the complexities of post-colonial governance and attained a degree of political autonomy. Haiti and Cuba have a tumultuous history of fighting for their independence. Yet, despite their efforts to chart their own destinies, they remain ensnared in geopolitical struggles, their sovereignty undermined by external interventions. Say, for example, in Haiti over the last several years have been governed by a core group of countries, including Canada, the US, I believe Canada, the US, I think Brazil, the UK. I don't know if Brazil is still part of that, but a group of countries, a core group of countries. And in fact, the Prime Minister of Haiti, after this assassination of Moise, was installed by the core group of nations. Talking about Haiti, now Haitians have pride, and I think part of the internal. So when people are talking about the gangs in Haiti that's controlling Haiti, what about the gangs outside of Haiti that's controlling Haiti? Because part of the problem because Haiti has a constitution that prescribes or provides for a leadership, that provide for an interim government in case that there is no government in play. There is no government if there is no elected government. But what is happening is that the officials, those who are controlling Haiti, and the elites in Haiti, and the countries outside of Haiti, the US and so on, the big five or big four, working together, have snubbed their constitution, the Haitian constitution, and the Haitian people, and their pride, and identified, selected, and installed their own prime minister, Dr. Ariel Henry, who recently stepped down because of a coup between the gang and the police.
Sir,
go ahead.
Sir, interpointing what more ask a person, sir, what's your standpoint on barbecue, sir? A gang leader of a G9. I think he's more patriotic than that. What them people who were installers, they were transitional councillors, their name?
Yes. I think that's part of, Jamaica has had gangs in the past. I mean, but that was between JLP and PNP, and they had their own gangs that was jostling on behalf of them until the gangs became much more powerful. But one of the reasons why the gangs thrive in Jamaica and many places is because of the vacuum of local government and established leadership. Okay, and I didn't talk about the idea of relative deprivation in this class. Relative deprivation is a Marxist theory or ideology, a relativist ideology that says and it's not an ideology, and it's not a concept. It is a fact based on research. Wherever you have high levels of income inequality and high levels of poverty, you'll find high levels of crime and violence. Okay, especially in black and brown countries or formerly colonized countries, you will find that happening. You find that in, if you look at the demographics, you look at the racial or the ethnic makeup of all of these countries, and I think part of, and probably that stems from, because although Haiti had a revolution and took their independence, they still have an elitist group. And many countries have this issue, have an elite, have classes or categories of people, and they arrange their society in class, first class, second class, so on and so forth. And there is always this arrangement between the classes, okay, where though, especially the elite, who you find who Haiti has an elite, and part of the problem is the elite that they have, and so therefore the gang in Haiti, the gang leader in Haiti, is acting as if he is Michael Manley or he is leader of the populace, protecting the rights of the small man, of the black man, of the undesirables, protecting the independence that Haitians so fight for, because the council that they have in Haiti right now was a council that was selected by the very same installed prime minister of Haiti. And I'm saying to you, that is what we have. That's why we have a petition. And if you go on the NeoLiberal.com, we have a petition. We're asking for a Haitian. When we are saying that we need a Haitian-led solution, the Haitian-led solution is a solution where the Haitian people get to chart their own course. According to the Constitution of Haiti, and we had an interview, I interviewed Father Hivison Joseph, and we've interviewed several people for Caribbean thought classes before in February, and on the podcast and in our own research, our digital news team, we have also done a lot of research in Haiti, and of course we are understanding that Haiti has a constitution. According to the Constitution, a member of the Supreme Court, or a retired old member of the Supreme Court, is supposed to be the interim president of the country and supposed to help steer the country towards democratic elections. When that happens, then he will step down. Okay, Fabian. Fabian.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Is a statement you just made that had me thinking.
Yeah.
When you referred to the Asian gangsters, thinking that they are a Michael Manley. If I wasn't critically thinking below the surface of the statement, I would be thinking that you are saying that Michael Manley was a gangster. So that's the point I just wanted to make.
Yeah, and just so you know, there are those who would argue, like Edward Siaga and many Jamaicans, okay, or many labor rights, quote unquote, or who would I call them? Many capitalists, or those who are anti.
Yes,
democratic socialist. Yes, they were those who called, yes, but there was a time in Jamaica's past when they had civil rights. There were people planting bombs in Jamaica. There were Jamaicans, PNP and JLP people fighting. Even family members of ours were involved in the whole mix-up with this political infighting.
Yeah, brought on by the American and the CIA.
We talk about the East. That's why Michael Manley said, Bob Marley says, okay, he not capitalist or Marx. Okay, I don't look to the East and I don't look to the West. I look to the I. What is he talking about when he talk about the East? Now you're exposed to this kind of crowd. When we talk about the East, we're talking about what? Marxism. Yes? Communism. When he said, I don't look to the, to the right. The East. Yes? The East or the right, or I don't look to the left or the West.
Right.
West is referring to Western societies.
Right, yeah.
Okay? talking about the West. Okay, we're talking about Western societies, the Canada, the France, the UK, the Germany, the Western civilization. Or capitalism, free market theory and ideology. I look to the I and I. Okay, that's something that is beyond. Though, okay, you look beyond those two things because they are all jostling for their own turfs and privileging themselves and trying to impose upon cultures. Okay, it is the reason why Cuba has an embargo against it by the US because Cuba has embraced communist ideologies. Maybe if Cuba was in Ukraine, but look at Ukraine. Ukraine today, okay, is trying to incorporate Western ideologies, moving away from East and what's going on. Russia doesn't like that, and they're imposing and they're invading and fighting Ukraine. So Russia, okay, is fighting a war against Ukraine, imposing its will because of what they think. They think that Ukraine is moving. Although they got independence, they were still supposed to still look to Russia and abide by Russian authority. Okay, you only got independence to a seminal independence, but not real independence. But because Ukraine and these other countries are now, and of course, United Nations, they're now and the US expanding United Nations, they're now expanding into the East, and these other countries that were part of the Soviet Union are now adopting Russian. I know I'm moving away from Russia and the communism or Mother Russia. Russia is invading. And in terms of that's the East. Let's look at the West. Cuba is adopting communism, and what the US has done, okay, in the West end, it's its own backyard. Okay, fine, embargo on Cuba. Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir. Quick question, sir.
Yes.
Since you mentioned Mother Russia and all of them look thing there, and at the same time while we had the presentation for Haiti and Dominican Republic, you mentioned say USA was a major power for colonize and all of them like Europeans, sir. So in your year term, sir, in a year terminology, how you differentiate Russia from the US? Because in my point, sir, when I say two of them are the same thing.
Well, the second book that I have, which was supposed to be the textbook for this class, but because I didn't get a chance, I'm not finished. It's still being peer reviewed. It was written by myself and Martin Oppenheimer. I make that point. So who said that? Who just said that just now? Who was that again? You made a very good point. Who was that? Lancelot, was that you?
Yes, Mr. Sir.
Very good point. Yes. I that's the point I'm making now. Okay. Russia was a colonial power, and so too was the US, and US became a colonial power. They got independence from Britain, but they turned around and continue to adopt colonialism, being a colonial power in the 1800s. Okay, so yes, in the 1880s or something, 1870s, they became a colonial power. So okay, and yes, and that is what Russia. That is why Vladimir Putin is accusing and charging at the US, saying that you are doing the same thing that I'm doing. You're being a hypocrite. you understand what I'm trying to say? You are being a hypocrite because the US has its say for example, look what it has done with the other Caribbean islands and countries in the Western world, that's in the Americas or that surround it. Okay, it sets itself up to outdo, or the US must be, it sets itself up to outdo the others. Say for example, let's look at NAFTA. NAFTA in the 1990s came about as a result of President Bill Clinton policy. Just before NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, just before NAFTA, the Caribbean islands, especially the West Indian islands, had a preferential agreement with England or with the UK, where they could export banana, okay, without the European Union levying any kind of high tariffs. So they had a preferential agreement where they were able to export bananas. After the 1990s, the banana industry take a big hitting because the US started NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, which include the US, Canada, and Mexico. And and there was Chiquita banana in Mexico. Of course, that was part of their interests, with a lot of American companies investing in Chiquita banana where it was produced. And so they wanted to dominate and profit from banana, but of course, because of the preferential treatment that the Caribbean has, and the reason why the Caribbean had a preferential treatment with England is because England was the UK or European Union. Well, these are formerly colonized countries, and these countries, they are starting from zero. Okay, when you look at this, I said to you in a former class, development, there is a stage of development. There's a stage that follows development. According to Rostow, he talks about stages of development. And these countries are starting from zero, from independence, from the 1960s or 70s or 80s. Okay, so we need to give them time to develop, okay, to come into their own, before we can have them pay the same, before we can have them compete on a global scale with the other countries. The US appealed to the WTO. The World Trade Organization was developed in the 1990s to do just this and more. Develop rules that's supposed to usher in globalization and to fair competition. But I tell you, I talk about Pharisaicalism. Pharisaicalism, do as I say, but not as I do. Okay? Okay, or the issue of duplicity and hypocrisy, which is something that is which was learned historically by looking, and I said, when you study the Bible and when you study Judaism provide, I talk about the Protestant ethic and the Protestant ethic in Caribbeanism. A lot of the church, a lot of religiosity is found within economic theory. Because if you work hard, you get paid. If you don't work hard, you don't get paid. So we have to blame the victim mentality. If you're not rich, it's because you didn't work hard. But of course, that's a facade. That's an argument from convenience. Okay, that continues to blame the victim and to beat up poor people. Anyways, but we're talking about NAFTA and what happened in the 1990s with Bill Clinton. So they appealed to WTO, the World Trade Organization, the organization that was created, okay, to do just that. The WTO said, okay, UK, you cannot have a preferential agreement with the Caribbean. That's against the rules. And as a result, they got rid of it. The US appealed to, and so now after they never had enough preferential agreement, and now what happened? Chiquita banana was able to come through and dominate, which destroyed the Caribbean markets. We used to have a booming banana industry, not so more. Chiquita bananas dominate the market. We may even have Chiquita bananas in Jamaica. I wouldn't be surprised. Anybody? Do we have Chiquita banana in the Caribbean? But anyway, the point I'm making is the way in which the society, the world, has moved. I said to you, post-colonialism does not suggest that there is no form of colonialism in the world today. It only means that the ways in which colonialism exists today has changed, has transitioned, taking on more sophistication through rules of engagement, WTOs, and so on and so forth. We talk about capitalism and neoliberalism, or pseudo-communism and neo-capitalism, or nepotism, a new form of capitalism that exists in the world today. So that those who controlled or were always above and beyond and were part of the dominant class, they continue to dominate today. And we talk about, okay, fine, we have more billionaires and wealthy people in the world today, but can I tell you, there is more inflation in the world today. Okay, we don't have generational wealth. We have more black billionaires, but less black people own houses today. I mean, anyways, so that's the point I am trying to make here. There's another point I wanted to make, which it slipped me just now. But anyways, I wanted to make a very important point. It slipped me, but I'll get back to it at some point as it relates to how we continue to see vestiges that continue to dominate. Well, see, I wanted to make the point about slavery. And if you read Neoliberalism book 1, and in the upcoming book, I talk about this, the issue of slavery and how slavery was becoming costly in one sense. And the slavery there are two, well, when we talk about labor, capitalism, the goal of capitalism is to make supernormal profits within a world that practices a kind of economic systems. And economic is about what? The allocation of limited resources among unlimited wants and desires. Probably that's okay. Please remember that. And so we create a system to adjudicate how resources are shared in society. However, we ascribe, because of certain values that we place within a system of privilege, certain jobs get paid more money. Say, for example, you guys said to me the other day, Guyana only gets 12% of the profit of its oil, which was I found ludicrous, okay, because they have overinflated, okay, their part of the economic system, they're part of the production system. Whenever, okay, to the post, so what happened in terms of labor? If you look at what in terms of labor moved from slave labor to indentured to wage labor. Wage labor provided extra protections and greater ability for capitalists to make profit, because now they make the slaves, they give them a wage but pay them a pittance. Please remember, in slavery, slaves were seen as properties. They were seen as horses, mules, workers, okay? They were fed. The slaves weren't expected to feed themselves. The slave masters, the colonial powers, fed the slaves. Please remember that. The slaves weren't expected to house themselves. They were livestock, and so the slave owners had to protect the livestock, so they had to provide housing, provide for their every livelihood. Yes? So feed them and ensure that they are marginally healthy so that they can work and do what they need to do to make money for the capitalists, to make money for the slave owners and so on, okay? And for the wealthy people. Now, when you move from slave labor to wage labor, now where you now pay them a pittance, the slaves. Now you don't have to provide for the slaves' living. You don't have to feed them. You just have to pay them pittance, and they have to use that 1 cent to do all that and more. So we have to put slavery in perspective. So for people who are celebrating independence and freedom that was given to them, please remember that part of the thinking was, as society moved from one dispensation to the next, and as we developed various forms of sophistication, of course, the idea was to also create a consumer society. So not only that, slave labor became wage labor. And whenever capitalists want to make more money, they're always attacking labor. You always want to cut the labor force. You always want to cut labor, freeze salary. Anyways, so wage labor, so move from slave labor to wage labor. That wage labor means that you're paying them pittance, and paying them pittance, that means it's costing them less. You have to take care of anything and just pay them a pittance and let the slave worry about where they need to live, how they need to take care of themselves, so on and so forth. Okay. Part of this independence it means then that if a country gets independence, it means then that Britain doesn't have to worry about Jamaica and Barbados and the other Caribbean islands anymore. However, you still keep them in the Commonwealth. Okay? You still keep them in the Commonwealth. We are not responsible for them anymore. They are responsible for themselves. We don't have to be spending any money for them anymore. In fact, in order for them to come to Britain, they need visas. Yet they are still our head of state. And okay, anyway, it's quite interesting as you begin to think about this. Is critical thinking at work here. But anyways, we're going off topic, but this is very important. We're talking about what it is that separates Haiti and Cuba from the other islands. And I said the notion of granted freedoms versus taken freedoms emerges as a pivotal theme, while countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados have navigated the complexities. I need to stop at 8:30 because we're watching a film. Sorry, 7:30 your time. The class finishes at 9. It's the film is called Life and Death. So remind me that we have to stop at certain. I need to give you at least 5 to 10 minutes break, and then when you come back, we're going to watch a film. It's called Life and Death, which will put into perspective all what we are talking about. And it's a film that's very important to this class, very important, and it's based on the book A Small Place, written by Jamaica Kincaid about Antigua and Barbuda. Okay, but the notion of granted freedoms versus taken freedoms emerges as a pivotal theme, while countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados navigated the complexities of post-colonial governance and attained a degree of political autonomy. Haiti and Cuba have a tumultuous history of fighting for their independence. Yet, despite, and so I said to you, this is important. I'm saying to you, it's quite interesting. When you start to look into this, the countries that fight for their freedoms are going through greater hell than those that did not. Yet, despite their efforts to chart their own destinies, they remain ensnared in geopolitical struggles, their sovereignty undermined by external interventions. Thirdly, embargoes, shaky diplomacy, and international relations serve as formidable barriers to progress for Haiti and Cuba. Unlike their counterparts who have forged diplomatic alliances and pursued avenues for economic growth, Haiti and Cuba find themselves marginalized on the global stage, grappling with the repercussions of contentious international policies. This is a very important point because no one is talking about it like this. I mean, I'm telling you, look at it, guys. Unlike their counterparts who have forged diplomatic alliances and pursued avenues of economic growth, Haiti and Cuba find themselves marginalized on the global stage, grappling with the repercussions of contentious international policies. So if, like willing dogs, they had accepted their conditioning towards their instinctive behaviors and identity without fighting against the grain, Haiti and Cuba would have had a kind of dependent capitalism that we have today in Jamaica, Trinidad, Antigua, and the others. Sorry, I'm using very strong language, but I'm deliberately using very strong language as a post-colonial skeptic to evoke a particular response so that we can really critically understand what's going on here. The crux of the matter lies in understanding the complexities of Caribbean thought and the diverse experiences of its constituent nations. While some countries have flourished in the wake of independence, others continue to grapple with the legacies of colonialism and external interference. And I should not have said that. I said while some countries have flourished. While some countries have an appearance of development and growth in the wake of independence. Notice I said the word appearance. There's another word I'm trying to use. Facade. Yes, a facade. So this flourishing is one that is a facade, so to speak. It's an obfuscation. So when I say why some countries have flourished in the wake of independence, it's an obfuscation of the reality. Unless you want, unless unless flourish, unless we are determining, we're being too harsh with how we are defining success. Nevertheless, others continue to grapple with the legacies of colonialism and external interference. Haiti and Cuba stand as poignant reminders of the enduring struggles for sovereignty and self-determination in the Caribbean. Their stories, emblematic of the broader themes of resilience and resistance that define the region. In summary, the Brain Teaser posed serves as a gateway to deeper insights into Caribbean thought, prompting critical reflection on the historical, political, and economic dimensions of the region. By unraveling the complexities of Haiti and Cuba's experience, we gain a deeper appreciation for the multifaceted nature of Caribbean identity and the enduring legacies that shape its or their trajectory. Notice, when we define post-colonialism, we talk about the enduring legacies. That's all we talk about Frantz Fanon saying that the post and Jean-Paul Sartre talking about the colonial must be constant. Speaking of Fanon when he was talking in Black Skins, White Mask, and the Wretched of the Earth, the colonial must be constantly aware of his positioning. Okay, he talks about the gaze constantly on him. And I said the political creature. I mean, the post-colonial or the colonial is a political creature in the most global sense of the word. This is what we're talking about when we talk about, as we navigate the intricate web of Caribbean thought, let us heed the lessons of the past and strive towards a future defined by solidarity, equality, and empowerment for all nations within the Caribbean mosaic. Okay, we're going to stop there. Let me stop sharing my screen. And we said I have 10 minutes. I can't even take any more questions. I can't even take questions from, because there's one more thing I want to share with you guys. And I'm not going to share, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you an email. Let me see, Caribbean Thought to the updated timeline. Let me send this to you. I'm going to give you guys a quick break right now. And then, because the video is about an hour and a half or hour and 15 minutes, and I want you guys to watch it. But let me give you a 10 minutes break. When you come back, I'm going to talk about cinema and I'm going to play a video talking about cinema and globalization, which takes us right into the lecture. All right, so now you are officially on a 10 minutes break. I'll see you at 8:31. I'm also going to be sending you an email. Kimori, I'll send you a copy of the email. And then when we come back, we're going to peruse it real quickly. All right, but you're on break. You come back at 8:31. This